copyright-free background music. Watch a little TV in the background, but I don't want to put anything in that just playing. Alright, now we got some background music. I gotta be up early today. I got orders to process for customers. And this is fantastic. And I have to be on site today too on top of that. So I got a lot to do today. But this came up a couple of times in some forum sites about this range game. Where are my controller system? There's somewhere. Sorry people, just looking for stuff. Got to charge my battery packs and everything because I got to be out today. I'm trying to look for the remote controls for the system we have here. Well, I guess it's not too long. That's better. I tried that remote control. All right. So again, this is what I'm talking about, lies. This was brought up multiple times. I mean, multiple times. Anybody who went to the website literally brought this up. What the freak is a rain game? Now, if you notice, when Silent Wave 5 painted in the screen, he never talked about it. He didn't even mention it. The only thing he did mention was that the paint didn't come up the color that he thought it was, because he thought it was going to be much darker. It didn't. So you don't have a 100% guarantee that the colors are going to come up correctly. But this mess right here, what is this right here? Because you have this on all your specification sheets, and clearly this is a lie, because it's not real. What is a gain range? Because if you painted the screen in and you never mentioned it ever on camera, what was the gain that you painted in? Was it a 0.80 or a 0.85? Which one was it? Because it was never mentioned in any of the videos. Also too, he says can vary slightly based upon application technique. We only seen one application of the product being applied down. I haven't seen anything else. So that basically is a lie. So it automatically shows right there from the door that this is what I'm talking about by people who make up stuff, stick things on their website specification sheets that are not even real at all, period. There's no proof that this ever exists because, again, the person who made this stuff can't basically back it up. And I've only seen one paint demonstration. That's it. I haven't seen two. I haven't seen one on saying this is the 0.80 application on how to get that gain. And again, you're still going to have to prove that the screen is triggering off two different gains, which means you're going to have to go out and purchase a gain gun, which measures exactly the pinpoint accuracy of how much gain your screen pretty much is pushing off. So you're going to have something like that. We don't have 0.0, 0.8, none of that on our account. Ours is a chemical, so we don't have it on ours at all, period. We don't go by that. We have a different complete category. But you have 0.80 and 0.85. So when you painted the screen in, which one of those gains did you paint in? And can you prove that the screen is accuracy pushing off that to begin with? This is the reason why on people we do business with, they can't do business with. No one will touch it with a 10-foot pole because you have to back that up. If you can't back that up and a company puts that down and they advertise that and they have no way to back this up, this is what you call false advertising. This is considered to be in the lines of fraud. This can get you in a lot of trouble because now you have tricked the consumer into buying something that isn't actually exactly true. I saw the off topic, we were talking about the ultimate ultra short throw. You have one product that does ultra short throw. Every single one of our products are ultra short throw compatible. I don't have one product for ultra short throw. They're all ultra short throw. And even they can do ultra short throw demonstrations outside, which we have demonstrations on an Optima GT 55 or 56, one of them, outside at 140 inches. I have demonstrations at 150 inches. I have demonstrations at 180 inches on ultra short throw. So not really impressed by, I don't know why people keep setting the screen on the floor. I guess it avoids window light. I guess that's got to be it either way. But anyway, getting back to this approximate gain, what is that? Can you show a video? I would love to see a video. Matter of fact, get Silent Wave 5 to do it. Have them painted a demonstration of showing that the screen produces two different gains depending on how you paint it. I don't think he doesn't know any other way to paint it. The way he painted is the only way to paint it. There is no other way. So that right there, base, that's a lie. And I'm calling you out on that. And a lot of other people are calling you out on that, that that's a lie. That's not true. And if you're going to put stuff like that into your specification sheet and you have no test, because there's no testing underneath this product whatsoever, we searched, we couldn't find anything. There's no testing. He has no way to troubleshoot this because, again, even in the unboxing of the product that Solid Weight did, when he was taking the plastic knife and mixing it around, it was dark, but the paint remained light as you saw it. But as mixing around, it was dark. When he popped the top, it was dark. But when he painted it, even after shaking the can up viciously, it still came out light gray. It didn't come out, I don't say mid gray. It didn't come out dark. And he sat there and said, it's not as dark as he thought it was going to be. He thought it'd be much darker. I don't know what that stuff is at the end of the day. That is really, really odd. But I just had to bring this up real quick because this was brought up multiple times in forum sites about your product. And one of the things they were talking about, what the freak is a gain range? A screen only has one gain. That's it. There is no such thing as a screen on, depending on how you paint the screen increases the gain. It doesn't make any sense. It's the same product. How would it even work? That's like telling somebody, hey, this is blue paint, but if you paint it a different way, it comes up slightly green. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This is just gibberish. That's pretty much it. Other than the paint on application, from what we've seen already from Solid Weight 5's video demonstration, which yes, is considered to be a complete fail. He painted that screen in multiple times. He claimed, claimed here, it took 9 minutes for the screen to dry. He was actually talking more than 9 minutes and came back and still made accusations that the screen was still wet. So that didn't even add up. And then after the screen, it was already dry. You can see the imperfections. I still don't know what the white specks were on one side of the screen. Little black spots. We know what they are. That's pretty much whatever he mixed in it to try to darken it. It didn't go well. And then not only with the other imperfections on the screen, pretty much anything that was previously on the surface actually pushed through as a sticker pushed through. You should be able to coat over a sticker with no problem. But the product is way too thin. This is also going to cause something called splatter effect because the product is too thin. And there's a couple of number of problems you're going to have from there. But like I said, and you said front and rear. That's another lie I just thought about too. Look at this. This product is supposed to be a front and rear product, right? I've never seen one demonstration on the product using rear at all. Not one. It says front and rear projection capabilities. That's a lie. We didn't see anything. Where are the demonstrations on rear? Because I haven't seen anything at all, period. So that's definitely a lie. Because we didn't see it. It's not there. This is supposed to be the dark gray. This is the one that Solid Weight 5 did his review on. And this is the one that was supposed to come out dark gray, but instead it came out light gray or mid gray or whatever you want to call it. Let me see. This is not completed. I don't hear the noise.
Looks fantastic.
Now see how dark that is right here. And see how and this is why to Solid Weight 5, you made yourself look like an idiot once again. I couldn't express how much of an idiot you made yourself look. You got on there and you talked about this product. This is an untested product. You put your head on the what do you call it, the chopping block, and yeah, you got a clean cut off you because you thought this was a dark gray. Didn't come out dark gray. Didn't even match the color that we got here.
Around the top here. I'm going to pop this over. Take a quick look at the color. Live on camera. It might be the first kind of live unboxing of the new PSP lineup.
Now, again, mistakes made when he packaged his product. You see those dent marks right here? Let me get this shipping order out of the way. We got orders that just came in and caught me early this morning. I got to be to the post office today. Can you lift up a little? Let me see. There we go. See those little marks right there? I used to do metal cans. That comes from putting too much pressure down on the can to seal the lid. This is why it's so busted up, like it's crunched. If it were basically coming from shipping, it would have been dented more likely here and here around the cans. I know that because I did metal cans for years before any of these guys ever existed on YouTube.
And there we have it, guys. Check it out. This is Polaris. Let's put it up to the light. Again, he says it's a dark gray.
Remember what he's saying right here. It's a dark gray. I'll put this into the caption too also.
That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Looks fantastic. And again, as you can see, it is very thin. It is very thin. Just so you can kind of see the consistency of it. So again, even this is different.
I hate to say it, but you guys are all a complete bunch of idiots. And I'll tell you why I say this with complete confidence in what I'm saying. You guys basically you energize yourself with just stupidity. The fact that you sat out here and you guys constantly put your neck on chopping blocks for each other. All of you guys are scamming. All of you. Because at the end of the day, none of your products can be backed. There's no testing of your products. Your stuff is matching house paint. At the end of the day, it is not good. But you guys keep trying to back each other up like if your products were working. They're not working at all, period. This stuff is trash. We literally can make this stuff over here. As a matter of fact, we put it in an order. Did you know that? Oh, yeah, we have one coming in. I kind of left that out. Been kind of busy the last couple of days doing installs, but yeah, there is one coming through. Yeah, we did this because we wanted to make sure he didn't close his website down and cancel the order like he did the last 7, and he got scared. But yeah, we got one coming. We ordered the black. Oh, I got time off. I got time. I can take a little time off. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it on site. I'm going to bring your product down site, and we'll do it over there. All right, let me see. So as he thinks this is a dark gray, he really thought this is going to be dark gray. Listen to what he says.
Just so you can kind of see the consistency in here. Looks fantastic. And again, as you can see, it is very thin. It is very thin. Right, again, he says it's a dark gray. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Looks fantastic.
This is why you gotta be real careful about at the end of the day. And again, Solomon 5, you don't have much credibility because you got fake with a fake unboxing, which reminds me at the end of the year, again, we will be seeking to basically bring this guy into court for that. He has to go to court for that. He has to answer for that, what he did. So I look forward to seeing you. But let's go over here real quick. Now, he said dark gray, right? All right. So I wonder if I hope he didn't remove the video. Is that one done live? When he painted this screen in? Let me see. Here we go. Perfect.
Let me see. I wasn't paying attention.
That's not dark gray. It doesn't even look like the same color as you painted in. There were so many mistakes in this video. It wasn't even funny.
What do you expect? You know, am I really surprised at this?
Now, common sense should have kicked in. And again, this is where I tell where your intelligent level isn't that great. And I'll tell you why. What you just saw when he popped the top does not look the same way as it does in the pan. It's a different color in the pan. Even when he applies it, it's a different color. It's not the same darkness. So that should have told him right from the door that something is wrong with the paint. But he continued to paint it on as if nothing was wrong, like no one was going to pick up on it. But everybody did pick up on it. And every forum site that we dropped the video into, we dubbed copies just in case they go missing, because it does happen. They have a habit of deleting videos. Everybody kept saying it's not the same color as he pulled out of the container. What happened to the color?
Oh. I really want to saturate the roll here. I hope I don't end up stepping in this thing. Yeah. Really easy.
Oh, sorry about that, people. Here we go.
Not hard.
And bring this down a little bit. There we go. Not the same color, is it? Nope. Definitely not the same color. So what happened? Because that's not the same color that came out of the container.
Press that hard, guys. Really not that big of a deal, to be honest.
Now, if you notice how many times he's passed over top the screen, there's multiple times he passes back over screen. I don't even know what these little white. He didn't really zone on it too much. He tried to move the camera out of the way because he didn't want you to see what's going on over here. Let's go over. I want to talk where he talks about when he comes back in, and he talks about the color.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier with a broomstick, but unfortunately, I broke mine. Little wet, but I'll bring you guys in close.
So it's a little wet. So let me get this straight. You were talking for a good maybe over 9 minutes. He dried his screen in about 9 minutes. You're saying it's still a little wet.
And see where we're at. And I'll bring you guys in really closely as well. Yeah, it still needs just a little bit more. I see some areas that are still just a little wet, but I'll bring you.
So how is that possible? Because the screen he painted in the demonstration was approximately 100 inches, and he dried it in 9 minutes. Well, your screen is literally only like 2 by 2, if that. And you were able to dry it that quick, and you were over 9 minutes and having a conversation on camera, but yet it's still a little wet. Gee whiz.
You guys in close so you can check it out. So you kind of get an idea for what the stuff you see.
Now see this right here, this is areas where people were pointing out in the forum site, like, what the freak is this mess on the corner? What is this? And that is, I couldn't even tell you, honestly. Like, I really couldn't tell you what that is, that white stuff popping up on the screen. Maybe it's the surface that was already primed, maybe bleeding through. It could be a number of things. And then in this section right here, we have little bits of black paint or specks or powder, whatever, it didn't dissolve right.
See, there's some areas are still just a little.
There you go. See right there? These are areas that didn't dissolve right. So whatever happened on that paint, whatever didn't dissolve right, actually started these little like little specks of black paint all over the screen. Now imagine you paint your screen. Even more disturbing, again, it's not the same color that was in the container. This is a completely different color. Solid Wake 5, can you explain that one, please? Because, again, you pulled out and you said it was a dark gray. That's not dark gray. And even admits in the video where he says it's not the color he was expecting.
A bit wet. You want to wait till this is completely dry before you do the second coat. Again, I said at the beginning that I didn't take the sticker off because I did not want to deal with the glue underneath.
First things first, you can pull a sticker off. You get a little bit of rubbing alcohol that will basically remove any of the residue on the other end. If rubbing alcohol doesn't work, I've been to this before because we bought sample sheets and pieces of plastic from Home Depot and Lowe's, and those stickers will have when you pull them off, they'll leave a sticky residue. So you can use rubbing alcohol, or you can use nail polish remover. Will take it clean off with no problem whatsoever. Very easy to remove. That's just sheer laziness. But a good thing he did leave it on there, because it shows that this should have covered. This would have covered with no problem whatsoever if it was a more thicker acrylic, but it's not. It's actually, I can't say it's watered down because it didn't separate. I'd say more like a water sealer and poly that was mixed into it, because we were able to repeat the exact same thing over here. But yeah, any surface, any imperfections you're going to have on your wall, yeah, you're going to be doing a lot of sanding. But still, look at the color of the screen. Does this look like what came out of the container? No.
And stuff like that. So I just left it on there. So that's not anything to do with the paint. That's the panel. I did that on purpose. That's on me. But just to be fair, look, like this looks not as dark as it is in person. From what
he just sat there and said it doesn't look as dark as it is in person. But you pulled open the container and you sat there and said it was a nice dark gray, and now you're saying it doesn't look the same. So that tells you right there, this is why you don't buy products that are untested. Because again, a customer were to purchase this and this paint comes up a different color, this is a not as described complaint on PayPal. An easy one to win too, because clearly it's not matching the color that it's supposed to be. And because there's no test on the products, there's no batch numbers, or they can't do a batch number. They can never ever do a batch number. The reason why batch numbers require their test demonstrations. That's what a batch number is. You have to go in there and you have to show your product next to house paint. You have to show your product in white levels and contrast levels. Something involves certified screens. There's a whole lot of stuff you have to do to back it up. So that way the customer basically gets the product. He or she can't say this, that, and the other because the product was tested before it was shipped out. That's the purpose of a batch. They can't do a batch number because they haven't done any testing. You know how embarrassing that would be if they basically failed in the batch number test? That'd be pretty bad. So problem we have here is we have a screen that's supposed to be dark gray, but for some reason is coming up mid-gray. Oh, that's going to go pretty bad with contrast levels if you are trying to pull any contrast levels whatsoever. So we have the mid-range gain, which again doesn't exist. That's fake. Unless you can back it up, that's fake. And the fact that the screen is now showing two different colors. That's pretty bad. Woo! No way to explain that one. It's just crazy. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that. Been in business for a long time. I've designed a lot of paints. I have never seen someone paint a screen and it changed to a complete different color. I mean, this is way off. Way, way, way off. I'm going to have to dub both of these videos and put them side by side. And put them back onto the forum site because it's crazy. So your products are not even the color. I'm curious when we get the black down here, what that's going to turn into. I wonder if that's going to be black when we get done painting it. Is it going to be a different color? Is it going to be gray? What is it going to be? Because we don't even know, because this is how this stuff ended up. And he sat there and said it's not the color he thought it was going to be.
Glue underneath and stuff like that. So I just left it on there. So that's not anything to do with the paint. That's the panel. I did that on purpose. That's on me. But just to be fair, look, this looks not as dark as it is in person. I didn't find any.
So now see how fast he changed the topic to Vaseline or grease that quick, because he knew it messed up. He knew already from the door it's a mistake. So they changed that quick, they changed gears that quick. Like when Jamie sat there and pulled out a glass of water and didn't know what the water was for. The water is for what? And then he went into a whole complete conversation about, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me crystal clear? These are things that people do when they mess up. They try to change gears and try to point the damage, try to have some kind of damage control and try to point the something in a different direction to keep people from thinking about what they were just talking about, where they made a mistake. And he literally started talking about Vaseline and grease.
That's on me. But just to be fair, look, this looks not as dark as it is in person. I didn't find any Vaseline in the box.
See, so he has to be careful what he says on camera, because again, he's interviewing a friend's product. They're all friends. So he's interviewing a friend's product. And right now, I'm guaranteed Danny's probably very upset, extremely upset, because you just came on there, you reviewed his product, and he was thinking that you were going to do a cheat job for him, cut corners and whatever to make his product look good regardless. But even he had to admit that the product did not come out the same color as he was expecting it. It is what it is. So your product doesn't work. It's not tested. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but unfortunately we do have a black version come here. Now I'm curious if the black version is actually going to be gray. You know why Danny had to go in and change this to the PSP nonsense? I'll tell you why. Because all the water that he had in the last paint, he got caught with a lot of water in his product, and he made the statement that the reason why the water had to be there because it worked as some kind of delivery system so the product didn't evaporate. So we were going to get it over here. Mind you, we've tried to order before, 7 cancellations. And in the process, we were going to drain the can, stick a camera on it, and basically just do a live stream showing we didn't touch it, tamper with it, nothing. And then come back 2 days later and see if the paint evaporated. Oh, he couldn't have that because that would out him as being a liar. So he decided to try to redesign a whole new product and call it the PSP. And this is where this mess came in. And now, on camera, being exposed again, Product couldn't even pull the proper color that it's claiming to be. At that, the range gain is completely fake. It's not even real. And then he says the product is front and rear. Now, front, yes. Rear, I haven't seen any demonstrations on rear. Okay, well, I cleared it up for people on the forum site, and this guy just sat on there and just talked and 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 talked on camera. Judging by your background, you didn't decorate this background of your house. Your wife did this. Because you didn't do this at all, period. These are things we pick up. The reason why I say that is because this guy's getting sued at the end of the year for $1 million. He committed fraud against our company. Went in and basically did a unboxing, committed fraud. You can't do that, people. At the end of the day, if you take someone's product and you claim that you have it, you purchased it, and you basically do a fake unboxing and then continue, it's black paint and slander company, you can be sued for millions of dollars. And this guy's gonna get sued for a lot of money. He's gonna lose his house in the process. There's no way in the world he can pay me $1 million. It's virtually impossible. The reason why we put that bounty so high, because we know that once we go to the debt collectors and we put in the paperwork, that they will take anything and everything that's connected to whatever to get their money back. And that house is definitely going to be one of the ones that will go. Judging by the female who decorated the house, she is going to be extremely ticked off. And the fact that your shenanigans at the end of the day caused her to lose her prized possession as her house, you may end up with a divorce. A couple of you are going to end up with divorces when your houses get stripped away from you. And that can go well. Trust me, I've been in court before. I've sued people. This won't be my first time. It probably won't be my last. And I've seen it happen. I've seen people pull wedding rings off and drop them off and walk away. It's going to get pretty bad. But anyway, as for this nonsense, yeah, he failed miserably to help his friend out. I don't know what he called himself doing, but yeah, he was struggling through the entire demonstration. And didn't even show up the screen. And that screen in the end came out looking, where's that? We got her here. Yeah. That's not dark gray. But he played it off as if it never even happened. Like this never even happened at all. Okay. Let me see. I need to get a picture of that. I've never seen that happen. Like literally, I've never seen that happen in any demonstration where I watch the screen turn around and change to a complete different color like that.
And again, as you can see, it is very thin. It is very thin. PSP lineup. And there we have it, guys. Check it out. This is Polaris. Let's put it up to the light. Again, he says it's a dark gray. That's exactly what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's a dark gray, but yet what you just saw when you painted down the screen wasn't dark gray. It came out light gray or mid gray, whatever you want to call it. Gee whiz, you guys, like I said, I love watching these guys do the domino effect. One trips, falls into the other, and just watch them all tumble over. It's funny to watch them. It's like literally it's like watching Diddle Dee and Diddle Dong. They basically run so many scams and lies between each other. I'm pretty sure he prepped them before he did the demonstration, so basically he wouldn't make any mistakes. But there's no way around it. If your product doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's no way in the world you can candy coat it, it just doesn't work. And your product literally came out a complete different color. That's what happened. That's not even the color of the product at all, period. And even he sat there and said in the video, he literally sat there and said it wasn't the color he was expecting. He was expecting something much darker.
Looks fantastic. Right, again, he says it's a dark gray. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Looks fantastic. And again, as you can see, it is very thin. It is very thin.
So those bubbles, that's poly. We can tell that's poly right there. Poly and sealer. That's what it is. That's what those bubbles are for. Everyday acrylic paint doesn't give off those kind of bubbles like that. Oh, that's what's in that. And you got some kind of powdered pigment in it because whatever it's in there, it's sinking straight to the bottom. That's why every time he stirs it, you see these huge dark swirls that pop up, because that's whatever is on the bottom is being disturbed. And he said it's coming up right here. It's coming up on the plastic knife. See?
Just so you can kind of see the consistency of it.
See those swirls
So
in
again,
there? We automatically know how it's made just by looking at this. You can automatically tell. So this stuff right here is sitting at the bottom, whatever that stuff is, whatever powder he has in it, but it's not mixing well.
Even this is different from what you would typically see out of a over-the-counter paint. So
that's over-the-counter paint. That's a lie. If his product wasn't made from over-the-counter, it means he made it from scratch. In order to make it from scratch, you would have to have a very high level of education in chemistry, number one, to do that. Number two, everything if you had here, you've made from scratch, you would have to have special facilities, equipment, zoning, all that stuff, licenses. Nah, it's not going to happen. All this is made from over-the-counter. Every screen paint on the planet is made from over-the-counter, every single one. You know how much money it would cost to design a product from scratch? That's extremely expensive. Very expensive. It's like in the same range of basically when people build projectors and they design video games. All that stuff is done from scratch. It costs money. It costs millions of dollars to do it. So there's no way in the world that's possible. Sorry, but it ain't happening. That is not going to happen. That's the same equivalence of baking a cake. Everybody buys the same cake mix over the counter. Just some people do things different to it that doesn't make it taste like the same cake mix you buy from the store. That's why you sit in that Barbie's freaking birthday party thinking, wait, this is birthday cake? This is what you got? I buy this stuff every day. It doesn't even taste like this. What did you do to it? How many times have you heard that conversation? Yeah. So everybody's product is acrylic. At the end of the day, it's some kind of paint over a counter. It's what they do to it is what makes it different. This is why tests are important, so you can show that your product is different from other products over the counter. This is why black on black tests are extremely important to us, because we can show our product doesn't match any form of black paint, black fabric, da 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 da. With this stuff, it hasn't been tested, so again, you don't know. All right, I got orders to take care of today. I got to be on site, and I got to go pick up supplies. So I got a very busy day today, and I got to transfer funds to my banking account because that whole PayPal nonsense about the cap, that's a freaking headache. Never heard that one before. You make too much money, you're penalized for it. So basically, we can't have $3,000. We can't make $3,000 in orders. Ain't gonna work. Ah, gee whiz! I literally got to call in today and get a clearance for more money to transfer back into the account. Yeah, good luck with that. Or the reason why they're not complaining about that, because they're not hitting no $3,000 cap. That's why they're not complaining about it. We are, because we're hitting it, and we're going to hit it even faster. Matter of fact, the contracts can't even go through PayPal. That's virtually impossible, because they would automatically hit the cap. So for those you don't know, and those that are probably already going through this already, if you make a certain amount of money, which is $3,000 worth in sales, and the entire month we make ours 2 weeks before the month, that means that any orders that come through will automatically put on hold unless PayPal approves you of a ceiling, which means they give you an improvement to actually make more money, blah 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 blah. So faster way, just get a banking account and just transfer your money to a banking account, because that's what we're doing. We're doing all routing transfers for companies. All right, but this right here, this is phony baloney. It is what it is. He doesn't even know the color of the product whatsoever. I'm surprised that when he got it, he didn't paint it down. He never even painted it down. So we're like two huge segments of videos here. We got one section, he never painted the screen down at all, period. So that never happened. And then in the other one, he did paint it down, but he didn't even show the video. Oh, my goodness. All right, buyer beware. That's how it goes. Let me get out of here real quick. I got to be on site today. Excuse me. And for those who are asking us about the screen, oh, that was a test surface we had in the room. Actually, I'm going to be buying a 150-inch screen. I get to spray that out back, and we're going to be installing that for the kids. So that'd be great for them. As a matter of fact, my popcorn machine I have in the next room, I don't even use that thing. I'm actually going to give it to them because I only use like one time, and that's basically about it. And chances are I'm probably not even going to take it with me anyway when I move. So I'm buying everything all brand new. But other than that, I'm going to give it to the kids. They can have it. It's a brand new popcorn machine. I might get them a cotton candy machine too if they don't have that either. All right, well, that's basically about it. Those of you process orders, you're being taken care of today, so you should already receive tracking numbers, so you're all good to go. And that's basically about it. Well, like I said, buyer beware, because at the end of the day, you can't back up this whole game thing. This doesn't exist. This is fake. Don't. It's not even real. Let's, you can show a demonstration, Danny, of showing one doing an 8.80 and one doing an 8.5, depending on how you paint the screen. I would love to see this demonstration, but we'll never see it because it doesn't really exist. It doesn't exist at all. Color, no, this is not dark gray. From what we saw in the demonstration, that's not even anywhere dark gray. And that's not you painting the screen. That's somebody else painting the screen, and the screen came out mid gray, not dark gray. And even he said, he was honest on that point. You gotta give him a little credit there. He was honest, because he could have sat there and lied, but there was no way for him to lie about it. He couldn't get around it at all whatsoever. But he said it. It's not the color that he thought it was going to be. It didn't look like anything that you advertise. So I doubt when we get our black here, it's actually going to be black. It's guaranteed going to come up probably some kind of weird dark gray or something strange. That's going to be interesting. All right, well, that being said, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.